Autism is a lifelong developmental condition which affects the way a person learns, interacts and views the world around them. Anyone can be affected by autism. Within the UK, 1 in every 100 people are affected by autism. Predominantly, research shows that it's boys that are affected more than girls. At New Struan school, we have a mixture of both. The way that it impacts on a person is predominantly through 3 key areas: social interaction, communication and flexibility of thought. Communication can be difficult, so they might use signing or visual symbols to communicate, and often there's frustrations around trying to communicate. It can be misinterpreted as a behaviour, as them not wanting to do something, and what they're trying to do is to say, help me or listen to me. We need to very quickly learn to understand how they can use another method to communicate and try and get their message across. Somebody with autism can struggle with social interaction because they're having to share a space with somebody else. We have opportunities at the school for our young people to come together and to practice those skills because we know it's something that we need to support them with. For some of our young people, flexibility of thought is a real challenge, and one of the ways that we support them is through using structures and routines. So each young person will have an individualised timetable at school, and that's really important to help them to structure and organise their day, because that is something that we know that people with autism learn well is through routine. So what we need to do is be able to introduce flexibility to that routine, because in the real world things do change and have an impact, and we have to be able to teach our young people to manage that and cope with that. We have pupils from the school across the spectrum, including young people with Asperger's. Asperger's is recognised as being within or on the autism spectrum, where it differs lie usually within the person's interests and their fixation on a particular interest, and it's a real passion, and we'll often talk about that one thing for a long time. So where there are difficulties around social interaction and flexibility of thought, you see that in terms of trying to move on from that person's subject or discussion that they're having to something else, and those are the key areas that would impact for somebody with Asperger's.